all righteousness in humanity is based on those commandments. But Israel had 613 that they had to observe. And every time they put this garment on, they touched the fringes of it, and they're reminded about the commandments of God, that they would not fail God in those commandments. Tonight I want you to know, I made it a point, I may fail a lot of people, but I don't want to fail God. I may fail people, I may let them down, but I don't want to let God down in my life. I want to live his word out in my life. I want to be what he wants me to be. I want to be a holy vessel used by God. Hallelujah. I knew I was going to do that. Okay, I'm back. Come here and help me, brother. Yeah, I'm going to get ready. He will never make it through all this. I keep hardly myself. Catch hold of that corner. On the four corners are four square patches. These patches in the scripture are called wings. God said, I have risen with healing in my wings. Hallelujah. On the four corners of this garment are long tassels which have knots on both corners. And when the Israelite, or when a Jew begins to pray, they catch hold of these four corners as they pray. They'll stand at the western wall and they'll rock back and forth and they'll hold on to these knots. And I thought, why? I've been to Israel and I thought, why are you hanging on to a piece of cloth? Because God told them to. Israel cannot, a Jew cannot mention the name of God. They think that God is so holy, and he is. But if they even tried to mention his name, that in their flesh they would fall dead because they're unworthy to speak his name. Can I tell you tonight, I'm so thankful I can say his name without worry. I'm so thankful tonight I can call on the name of Jesus at midnight, and he ain't ever asleep, but he's always right there. I'm thankful tonight that no matter where I'm at, no matter how big the devil is, I can say in the name of Jesus, and devils tremble and demons flee. The reason why they hang on these knots is they can't say his name. But this name is, these knots are his name. In the Hebrew alphabet, for every number, there is an alphabet, a letter in the alphabet that coincide with that number. The number 1, Alpha. The number 2, Beth. And what it is, on each side of this, there's 5 and 6 knots, 7 and 8 knots. Each one of those knots, you put a letter beside, which correlates with the Hebrew alphabet. If I lost anybody, yeah, y'all still with me? Yeah. And when you spell out what's on this side, is the word Yud-Hey. If you spell out the word on that side, it's Vav-Hey. Yud-Hey, Vav-Hey. In Hebrew, that's the word Jehovah. You know what they're saying, don't you? I can't say his name, but I can grab hold of his name. I might not be able to say it out loud, but all I got to do is just get a hold of him. I'd rather somebody be able to get a hold of him than I would somebody just say his name. I want somebody to get a hold of God. So, when they put this garment around their necks, take hold of that. They take hold of his name. And when they pray, they do what God told them to do. He said, I want every bone in your body to move and praise me. And they'll stand at the western wall. Do this with me, brother. They'll stand at the western wall and they're praying, Lord, send the Messiah. Lord, send the Messiah. Lord, let Messiah come. Oh, can I tell you tonight, the Messiah has come. His name is Jesus Christ. He was the chief cornerstone that was rejected. He was bruised for our iniquities. He was chastised for our peace. He is the King of Kings. He is the one that the world rejected. He is the Prince of Peace, the mighty God, the everlasting Father. There is none like him. The Messiah has come. Come a minute with me. Yeah. Mark chapter 5. Jesus was approached by a man by the name of Jairus. He was a worker in the temple. He was high up. He said to Jesus, "Could you come pray for my daughter? She's sick." Jesus said, "Sure." He started walking toward the house of Jairus. But while he was walking, there was a woman who heard that Jesus was coming through her city, that had been sick with an issue of blood 12 long years. When she heard that he was passing by, she said, "If I but may touch the hem of his garment, I know I'll be made whole." Now let me just go ahead and tell you, that word "him," I started running scripture, running the Aramaic, running the Greek, and I found out what it means. The hem means, simply in English, the fringe, the very edge, the very tip of the fringe on the garment. But it doesn't stop there. There's another word for it too. It's the word wing. If I can just touch the wings of his garment. And the Bible says that as Jesus is going through town, everybody is flooded around him and they're thronging him, and he's trying to get through the crowd. And this little lady who had been sick for 12 years, who had made the statement, "If I can touch him, if I can get a hold of his hem, if I can touch the wings of his garment, I know that I'll be made whole," just simply through the crowd, pressed her way through and touched the fringe of his garment. And the Bible says immediately the issue of her blood was dried up. Hey, I want you to know Jesus stopped and said, "Who touched me?" And the disciples thought he lost his mind. "Who would have touched you? What do you mean, Lord? Everybody's been throwing about you." He said, "No, I felt virtue flow out of me." The difference is people want Jesus to touch them, but when you learn how to touch him, that's when your healing comes. That's when your miracle comes. When you learn how to touch him. I'm going to get back to this. I ain't done with this yet. When Israel was in the wilderness, God instructed Moses to build a tabernacle. This tabernacle was some 40 feet long, 20 feet wide. How could 3 to 6 million people get in that tabernacle? They couldn't. You know what the tabernacle was made out of? Tent material. The word talit means tent. So when Moses and Aaron got called to the tent of meeting that was 20 by 40, all of Israel got their tents out. Said, "If they're going to the tent, I'm going to my little tent." And they pulled it over their heads and they came into the presence of the Lord. That's why Jesus said, when you pray, don't pray out loud where men can hear you. Go inside your prayer closet. Somebody hear me tonight. Jesus said, go into your prayer closet. So when Israel saw Moses and Aaron in the presence of God at the tent door, they went inside their tent door. And while they were meeting with God, I submit to you that God met with them. I don't believe that God just spoke to Moses and Aaron, but just like he spoke at the big tent, God spoke to the little tents that were willing to come into his presence. God's always always had a desire to speak to his people. And if you listen, God